every day. And guess what? If you do not have your fix your foundation, all of those things do not matter. And this is part of the reason why people struggle every single time when it comes to their finances. Welcome in. This is Dr. Lina. Welcome into Money Talk with Dr. Lina. How are you all doing today? Awesome. And it's Thursday, guys. One more day to the end of the week. Monetization K, how are you doing? Zoro, hello, hello. Fam Life, how are you doing? So good to have each and every one of you. Happy Thursday. And today we are on day 4 of the Financial Freedom Drive. Awesome, awesome. Walter, how are you doing? Ericson, Renee, how are you doing? Welcome, welcome in. And we've clocked country number 64 in 14 days. Awesome, awesome. And if you're just meeting me, I'm Dr. Lina. I'm a doctor of business and technology. I day job is vice president of technology, and of course, also a professor teaching AI, cybersecurity, and deep learning. And you're wondering, she's just saying technology. How come she's talking about ETF, real estate, millionaire, financial freedom? That's because I'm also an economist and a chartered accountant, and I've been investing for close to 2 decades. Right now, we are on a financial freedom drive, T Live Mode, right? We're on a financial freedom drive, and we're helping as many people to gain financial freedom through financial education, thereby reducing poverty and dropping the crime rate. Today, we are talking about debt payoff. How do you kill those debt faster? Why is this very, very important? The reason why it's very important is because debt is a killer of wealth. You cannot build wealth. It's going to slow your wealth building journey down. As a matter of fact, is a key step to wealth building. So welcome into Million Dollar League, everyone. Awesome. And we know exactly what we need to do. This is not the same life. If you're new here, click on that follow button. Let's welcome you in. Neck, welcome in. Sweet Mother, welcome in. Kuzi, how are you? Let's tap out the live. As soon as we get 5,000 taps, we get the class started. 50 shares, we get the class started as well. How are you all doing? Let's keep tapping out the live. Today, we are on day 4 of the Financial Freedom Drive, right? And you're wondering, what do we talk about here? What do we mean by stop saving? When you save your money in the bank, you're not building wealth. Joe, thank you so much for tapping out that live. Awesome. Brighter, welcome in. Welcome in. Stop saving and start doing what? Start investing. What do you invest in? ETF, real estate, businesses. As a matter of fact, the market is going crazy today, okay? In terms of it is going down, okay? So you might be wondering, what do we do in the market when the market decides to go down? It's just because, first of all, understand what is going on before you start panicking to sell. And then tomorrow you are in a premium tiers and you wonder, oh, you know what? I sold it when it's $200, but now it's $1,000. Nunu, welcome in. How are you doing? Welcome in. Maximus, how are you doing? Welcome in, everyone. How are you doing? Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday, guys. Joke Nuru, thank you so much for tapping that live out. We get it too. Yes, hello, hello, welcome in, welcome in. Yes, energy level is up here and here, right? So we are halfway today. We are halfway today, okay? So good to have each and every one of us. And of course, you're wondering what we're talking about. We're talking about financial freedom. Money is just a tool, right? It tells you something. Money is just a tool. Financial freedom is the goal. Cooler down, Land Connect, Bossman. Money is just a tool. Financial freedom is the goal. So you should aim for financial freedom. What do we mean by financial freedom? A lot of time people feel that money is financial freedom. Hell no. Money is not financial freedom. Money is just one type of wealth, right? Which is the money wealth. Financial freedom is another type of wealth, which is time wealth. There is also another thing called health wealth. Your health is wealth, right? And of course, there's also the peace wealth and also the social wealth, which is basically your network is your net worth. You've probably heard that before, right? So that is that. Exactly. That is a Paul, welcome in. Fred, welcome in. And we'll start the class as soon as we get 5,000 taps and we get 50 shares. One through King, how are you doing? Hey, Sakari, welcome in. Sakari Gaming on the YouTube side. Just click on that subscribe button. Welcome in. How are you doing? Sikon, welcome in. How are you doing? If you're new here, drop 1 in the comment. You're just meeting me for the first time. Drop 1 in the comment. I am new here. Drop one. Good evening from here. One True Queen King, welcome in. Remember to get your daily at me. Make sure you get click on the follow button if you have not done that. You've been waiting 2 minutes. Click on that follow button. Get your daily at me. Get your pen and paper ready. Mark, how are you doing? So good to have you. And also, if you're new here, let me know where you're connecting from. We clocked country number 64 yesterday. Yesterday, country number 64 in 14 days. 64 countries represented in the $1 Million League in 64 days. And you want to guess what country that is? The country of Taiwan. So we had somebody join all the way from Taiwan, and country number 63 was also interested. It was Istanbul, Turkey. So if your country is if you're new here, drop the country where you're connecting from. Would love to meet you. I am Dr. Lina. Oh, Memphis, Tennessee. Awesome. How is Tennessee today? Kelvin, Bright, welcome in. Welcome in. Make sure you click on that subscribe button if you've not done so. We're going to start the class. We had last Mexico. Was it Mexico? Serbia. Wow. Country number 65. Mark all the way from Serbia today. Awesome. Wow, that is so wow. You see, this is what we're doing in this community, and you're wondering what is this community about. This is the $1 Million League. This is the $1 Million League, the community of millionaires, right? What does this mean? People that are aspiring to become millionaires, and people that are they are already millionaires. So you will see some high net worth individuals here, okay? You will see that. Yeah, somebody literally just crossed $500,000. But one thing that this is not about, Mark, the latest millionaire in town. But one thing that this community is not about, right? It's about building wealth. It's about gaining financial freedom. It's about millionaire status, okay? On that red carpet. But what we're not about is get rich quick scheme. No, we are not about that. We're about building generational wealth. Instead of instant gratification, we are more about delayed gratification. As a matter of fact, you want the summary of this community, go and Google who Warren Buffett is, okay? Who is Warren Buffett, okay? And understand how he invests, and you would understand how we invest, because we are moderate risk investors. We're not high risk investors. We're not gamblers. We're not speculators. We are actually investors. So it means that we invest long term. We invest in what? Real estate. We invest in businesses. We put our money in ETF, but we never put our money in savings, because these does not build nothing. We don't do MLM. We don't do crypto. We don't do all of those are risky plays. As a matter of fact, instead of individual stocks, we do basket of stocks. That's what we talk about. That's what we teach here. Welcome in. If you're new here, Warren Buffett. Yeah, Warren Buffett is the role model. Yes, Warren Buffett is a role model. And of course, our models are the multi-millionaires. Multi-millionaires, our role model. That is what we do here. So, and for that, this life is a little bit different, because this life in this community is classy, is high class, is so when you come in and you click on that follow button, we will welcome you in as a millionaire, okay? So if you are seated there, you've not clicked on that follow button, get to click on that follow button. Let's welcome you in. The other thing is that you need to tap out the live. Tap out the live. We'll start the class as soon as we get to 5,000 taps. You tap out the live. Thank you so much, King. Yes. Number 3 is what he just did. Get your daily at me. Daily at me shows that you're a fan of this community. It pushes us also on the FYP as well. That is what it. Gloria, the latest millionaire in town, on the red carpet of the $1 Million League, really packed right in front. So get your tap out the live, get your daily at me, share out the live, share out the live. How do you share? Press my forehead, right? And share out the live to everyone. Let's try that. Press my forehead. Let's share out the live. You see your contact, press my forehead on the screen. That's the only time you're allowed to do that. Yeah. then you share it out to every single person, right? It shows that you're sharing love. Remember that here, what we're trying to do is to reduce crime. How do we reduce crime? Because when you enable people, you empower, you educate people on financial, you give them financial education. What's going to happen is that they're going to start building something called financial knowledge, and they're going to ultimately gain financial freedom. When you gain financial freedom, automatically poverty goes down, right? Poverty is eliminated, it's no longer in the mess. And then what's going to happen? Automatically poverty, when there's poverty there's crime, when there's no poverty there is no crime. They are brothers and sisters, they are husband and wife, and that is our ultimate goal, to reduce crime. So if it looks like a drive or something, an effort that you want to be a part of, share out the life. And if you're new here, welcome in. Click on that follow button. Aided, the latest millionaire in town, welcome in. Let's tap out the live. So as I was saying, you wait here, 2 minutes, coming 2 minutes, stroll in 2 minutes. It looks like what you're looking for. You want to learn how to invest. You want to understand not to save. Debt payoff. As a matter of fact, that's what we're talking about today. So once you come in, right, wait 2 minutes. It looks like what you're looking for. Make sure you click on that follow button and we'll welcome you. The second thing is that you tap out the live, okay? Like Nunu is doing, like Jock is doing, like every other person is doing. You tap out the live. That helps to bring more people in here. Number 3 is that you share out the live. You do the repost. Sharing, press my forehead on the screen, you would share. Repost, you will find it right here, okay? And you'll be able to repost right here, okay? That is how you repost. And then the other thing is that, which is very, very important, get a pen and paper. Whatever we are teaching here for free, we're doing a financial freedom drive this July. And we're doing all through this July for free. People pay thousands of dollars to actually get this education. But we are teaching it for free as part of a CSR, corporate social responsibility, giving back to the society, helping to reduce crime, helping to help as many people gain financial freedom through financial education, and to ultimately reduce poverty. That is what we're doing. So make sure you get your pen and paper ready. Click on that follow button. The other thing is that get your daily at me. Get daily at me shows that you're a fan of this community. It shows that it helps this community. Go Popular has helped this community. And if you can also fill up the gallery, that would be absolutely much appreciated. Lastly, right, this is where, peace, welcome in. This is where we can have a banter and we'll pause the live. It is a two-way thing, right? In case you're just meeting me, I'm a doctor of business and technology. I'm a professor. I teach AI, cybersecurity, deep learning, and information management system. That automatically tells you I am a teacher. And for us to enforce, or to, as part of impacting knowledge, hey, got what? Thank you so much for that. Right? As part of impacting knowledge, there are ways, the skill sets that we have, which is we will ask a question and you will type it. When you type it, it sticks. Okay? It sticks. Okay? So you have to engage. Okay? You have to engage. So that's going to happen. Awesome. You're welcome. That's exactly how it's being done. Well done, got what? Exactly. So it's a two-way thing. It's a two-way thing, right? Two-way thing. Let's take note of that. What else again? Okay, so as soon as we get to 5,000 taps, we'll get the class started. But ultimately, remember, let's share as well. 50 shares. So if you are not tapping right now, let's start tapping. Let's start tapping out the live. Let's get it started. Today is day 4 of the Financial Freedom Drive. So what are we going to be teaching today? We're going to be teaching debt payoff. The other thing that we're going to be teaching is we're going to be teaching the 4 account system. And these are part of the steps to becoming a millionaire, from 0 to a millionaire. So if you have been sitting here for a minute or two, it sounds like what you're looking for. Tomorrow we will start the investing journey. I want to believe that tomorrow starts the investing journey, okay? Right? All the way from retirement, all the way, right? So tomorrow, you don't want to miss tomorrow. All right, you don't also want to miss today. So if you have not clicked on that follow button, make sure you click on the follow button right now. Also, lastly, Please take note that Dr. Lina, if somebody is chatting you up or somebody is following you right now, that's not Dr. Lina. It's the scammers. Beware of them. They come into your DM and they're saying, "Oh, you know what? WhatsApp. I don't have WhatsApp number. I don't have Telegram group. And I do not. And I will never tell you to send money through whatever product that we have. You find the link in the bio, and it goes through a secure payment gateway. So be watchful, be careful. If you have not clicked on that follow button, click on that follow button now, so you know you have the right Dr. Lina. And of course, we got it to 5,000 taps. Rihi, the latest millionaire in town. Awesome. Perfect. Rihi, the latest millionaire in town. Awesome. Let's keep sharing the live as well. Let's share the live. So we're gonna start the class right now. For those that, if you are here, you've not clicked on the follow button, especially if you don't have a name, okay, or you are looked at like a BOT, we would be blocking people like that. Okay, we'll be blocking people like that. Okay, the mods will be doing that. So make sure you click on the follow button. Teacher, latest millionaire in town, welcome in. Okay, welcome in. Thank you so much for tapping out. Let's remember to get our daily admin. So let's get it started. So what is this step? Okay, I keep to my words. You do your own part. If the chat is not chatting, we're going to reset the live. And as a matter of fact, the chat is looking very, very quiet right now. And I need us to practicalize what we said. Tap out the live. Okay, tap out the live. All right, Ibrahim, I'm not sure what you're talking about. If you'll be sitting here for 2 minutes, click on that follow button. We're going to be starting the live right now. We're going to be talking about the 7 is actually a 9 step from 0 to becoming a millionaire. We started this journey 2 days ago, but I'll quickly start from beginning, wrap it up quickly. I'm not going to go into details of the teaching, but we're on step 4. Is this step 4 or step 3? Somebody remind me. Step 4 or step 3 today, okay? Step 4 or step 3, that's where we are at today. So if you're new here, for anybody that is new, drop 1. I'm new, drop 1 in the comment. I am new, drop 1 in the comment, so that I know the extent at which we are going back. I am new and you want to know the exact steps. This from 0 to a millionaire. If Dr. Lina has to start from becoming a millionaire again, simply Abby, how are you? Is this step 2? No, we've already passed 2. Oh yes, it's 2. You are right, simply Abby. You are new here. Yes, teacher is new. Also indicate where you're connecting from. I am in Texas, in United States. And let me just do a quick introduction of myself. 2 means old. Oh, okay, 2 means old. I get you. All right, yeah, simply Abby decided to create our own. Okay, perfect. So we are on 0 to 1 million. Okay, and when we say 1 million, 2 days ago I showed exactly. It is not about, we can prophesy, okay, and say, oh, you know what, you become Ghana Kumasi. That is absolutely amazing. Yeah, Ghana Kumasi. Ghana was country number 4 something or 5 right here. The country number, we just had country number, and what was that country? Right? What's the country? I can't even remember the name. That was Mark, right? Mark was country number 65. Please put that your country. Put that. Zambia. Zambia was country number 65 in 14 days. Isn't that amazing? Using that Mark from Serbia was country number 65 here. So if you're new here, drop your country, right? I am in Texas, in United States, and my day job, I'm a vice president of technology. I'm also a professor teaching AI, cybersecurity, and deep learning. And if you're just meeting me, this is the $1 Million League, the community of millionaires, those aspiring to become millionaires, and those that are already millionaires. This is not about get rich quick scheme. This is about solid investing method, right? And of course, they're using the strategy of the multimillionaires to use the same thing to build wealth. And we are on a 12 days financial freedom. As a matter of fact, 31 days of financial freedom drive and 12 days of financial freedom challenge, which is the last day, that the last 12 days of this month that we're doing. Now, if you're just meeting me and you're wondering, I'm an economist, I'm a chartered accountant. Also, I have my master's and my doctorate in strategic business and information management system. I've been investing for close to 2 decades, and I've been in the corporate world for close to 2 decades, and I'm just teaching you exactly what has helped me to gain this status and to gain this status. And of course, the things that I've learned along the way, which is whenever you save your money, you're not building wealth. But how do you build wealth? You need to start doing what? Investing. Where do you invest? ETF. If you don't know what that is, you want to stick around because we're teaching that in the next few days. Real estate, right? You only think that your rental apartment or that rental house is real estate. Real estate is way more than that. How does it impact you? Especially if you're a high income earner. Why does the multi-millionaire put their money in it, right? Businesses is another one. So stop sticking around with just one income, okay? Because one income stream is close to no income stream. So I'm going to quickly talk about what we've started in the past few days. NTB Women, latest millionaire in town. Welcome in on the red carpet of the $1 Million League there. Welcome in. Remember to get your daily admin. Remember, if you can fill up the gift gallery, that would be much appreciated. Let's tap out the live. Let's share out the live. So let's get it started. So if Dr. Lina needs to start from zero today, okay? If I have to cruise, thank you so much for filling up the gallery. Thank you, right? Really appreciate that, right? The first thing, I want to start from 0 to 1 million as of today, okay? Dr. Lina, what are you going to do? Right? And this could be you. The first thing, except you won a jackpot, which some of us have not been fortunate, okay? Or you are a trust kid, meaning that AKA you won, if you got your family inheritance. Some of us did not also get that. Most of us here, okay? Most of the millionaires here, and the future millionaires that are here in dollars, most of us got that money. We started with something called your income. So it tells you in everything that we're doing. I'm not one of those wealth coaches that will tell you, oh, you know what, go start a business tomorrow, quit your job. Right? I don't teach that, because all of my wealth foundation was the income, okay? Wealth foundation, because I'm a realist, okay? I do not, as much I will tell you, I welcome you in as a multi-millionaire, because there's a reason why we welcome every single person here. When you come, you click that follow button, we'll welcome you, latest millionaire, right? That is us prophesying into your life. However, beyond, because there's power of life and death in the tongue, right? Beyond that, we all execute, because God says He will bless the works of your hands. So if there's nothing in your hand, there's nothing to bless, okay? So we execute, we follow and how do we execute? We use the multi-millionaire's wealth blueprint. Where do you find that? Go on Google. Where does you're most welcome. Where do the multi-millionaire, where do they put their money, okay? Let's keep tapping out the live. Let's get it to 10,000. That is our wealth blueprint. I always say it is hidden in plain sight. You want to become something. You want to look at the people that have already achieved that. And once you do that, if you follow it to the letter, you would achieve the same thing. And that is the exact step that I'm talking about today, okay? Now, income is, understanding that most of us came from income, not trust or whatever. Income is the generic one, right? This income can be a weapon of financial freedom, or it could be a weapon of paycheck to paycheck or mass destruction. What does this mean? And I will, for the OGs in the out, indulge me, because this is the foundation, okay? So the first thing is that, and let's keep tapping out. Let's remember to get our daily admin if you have not. If you're sitting here for 2 minutes, click on that follow button. So this is the income. There's something called the wealth triangle, right? This is our wealth triangle. Okay? Your wealth triangle. It starts with your income. Beme's girl, Air Cosmetics. Welcome in, latest millionaire in town. Welcome in. Right? Income is the first thing, right? And your income could be your paycheck. Your income could be your It could be from your skill, okay? So maybe you have a salon, or maybe you are an HVAC technician. It could be from anywhere, right? Something that brings income in, right? But what you do with this income will determine if you ever get to this $1 million status, or you gain financial freedom, or you will live paycheck to paycheck. As a matter of fact, what they taught us in school is the trap to keep people paycheck to paycheck forever. That's why people work from age 20 to 65. Because what they taught us is what? Go to school, work hard, and of course, get a good job. Work hard at your good job, and of course, life is going to be beautiful. If you have heard that before, put one in the comment. If you've heard what I said right now, that statement, put one in the comment. Right? Go to school, work hard, study hard. You've heard that, okay? Go to school, study hard, and of course, get a good job, and life is going to be beautiful. You've heard that. I'm sure that is, but who else has heard that? Only two people has heard that. Remember, let's do it again. This is a two-way conversation, guys. If you, for those that are new here, this is a two-way conversation. This is not your regular life. You stay here 2 minutes. 2 minutes. If it looks like what you are looking for, click on the follow button. If it's not, we value your time as well, because there's something called time wealth, okay? Something called time wealth. It means that time is money, and time is very, very limited. Money is unlimited. So if you have been sitting here 2 minutes, click on the follow button. Let's welcome you in. The second thing is that if you are here, you need to be here totally. How do we confirm that you're here totally? You're tapping out the live, you're sharing out the live, you're commenting, because I will ask you a question, right? There's no point you just turning it on and you are not getting the value from this. It's a disservice to you, it's a disservice to this community. So make sure I will ask question again. Jumi, thank you for getting your daily at me, right? The question again is, have you heard this before? Go to school, work hard, get a good grades, get a good job, and work hard at it, and life is going to be beautiful. Put yes or put one in the comment. If you've never heard that before, put no or put 0 in the comment. Let's try that. Let's try that again. Let's put it in the comment, right? I want to believe that this is a community of millionaires. Millionaires are not, they are serious-minded people. They are people that know what they're doing. They're not mediocres. So I want to believe that we have serious-minded people, and we don't have BOTs here. So if you Jumi said 1, okay. The P5 said 1, okay. Right, because I want to make sure that we do not have BOTs here. We want to make sure that we have real humans, quality over quantity. We want to make sure we are humans, and you're not one of those people that are trying to scam people. Only 5 people. We have 88 people here, right? 88 people here. Like I said, this is not for everyone. We have 94 now. We have 94 people. So I want that. Can you respond? And we need you to respond. Right? We need you to respond. As a matter of fact, the mods, at some point, if you're not commenting, the mods will be going around, and they would start blocking people that appear not to be humans, because we want to make sure that because we have some high net worth individuals within us here, right? And we want to protect them. They have been going after our community members, so we want to make sure that we have real humans and we don't have scammers. So if you appear to be one, the mods are going to start going around and block you. So drop 1 in the comment, or just say something so we know that you're real. Okay, like I said, this is what they typically would do in close circles. All right, but we're just putting it out during this time. 1, awesome. We're putting it this time because we're trying to, people pay thousands to learn all of this. People pay thousands of dollars to learn all of this. So it's okay if it's just a few people that we have, that's fine. Okay, quality over quantity. People that are really serious and knowing what you can see, the numbers are dropping. Those are the BOTs. Those are people that, those are not humans. Okay, so drop 1 or put a comment, and make sure you click on the follow button. So if you don't click on the follow button, or you don't comment, even if you don't click on the comment, okay, right, Dan, the latest millionaire in town. Otherwise, the mods will go in and they will start blocking anybody that appears, or like the character appears to exhibit behaviors of BOT or scammers or whatever. Rolia, latest millionaire in town. Awesome, awesome. Thank you so much. So you've heard that before, but which is go to school, get a job, right? And of course, life is going to be beautiful, right? But in the reality, right, is that what is happening? In reality, now you went to school, you studied that, and of course, you've gotten the job. Are life is beautiful. Now you're a millionaire, you are good, everything is looking perfect. No. Who else? Simply Abby said no. ID. Yeah, okay, you've heard that before. But how does it feel? What does the reality? Is the reality the same thing as what they told you? Is the reality the same thing as what they told you? Which is go to school, get a job, right? Is the reality the same? No. Okay, perfect. No, exactly. And of because if the reality is the same, Jenna, welcome in. Thank you so much for responding. That is it, right? Exhausting hours of nursing homes. Exactly. That's it. You are still not getting that financial freedom. I see the reason why Simply Abby wants to retire in 3 years. He said, I'm going to do 10,000 and I'm every month, but I'm retiring in 3 years. Yeah, exactly. So I remember, even though I might be talking, but I remember every single person. Okay, thank you so much for tapping out the live. 11,000 taps. Well done. So why did I tell you this? Why did I ask that question? If you're sitting there 2 minutes, click on that follow button. Let's welcome you in. It tells you that income is not the same thing as wealth. Income is not the same thing as wealth, right? Because if income is equal to wealth, then everything will be okay. No. Everything will be okay. Godwin, latest millionaire in and as a matter of fact, when we talk about this wealth, there a lot of time people think that this wealth that we're talking about is money. Money does not equal wealth. Income does not equal wealth. And that is the lie that they've taught us, that they told us. Income is not the same thing as wealth. As a matter of fact, you have 7 other steps before you can get wealthy from your income, and that's what we are teaching, okay? But it starts with your income. And when we talk about wealth, quickly, for the purpose of those that are new here, there are 5 types of wealth. Money is just a type of wealth. So money is the first type of wealth. Investments, cash, all those things, those are one type of wealth. Let's share out the live. Can we share out the live? Let's share out there. We have at 1 share right now. Can we share out the live? Let's repost. Let's all repost. Thank you so much. Get your daily admin if you have not done that. If you're sitting there 2 minutes, click on the follow button. Get your daily admin. Let's share out the live. Mark Luther, latest millionaire in town. Let's do that. Thank you so much. City Abbey, really appreciate that. Thank you all for sharing out the live. It shows that you care for others. Get your daily at me as well in the process. Thank you so much. Awesome. Charles, 1. Okay, perfect. Let's keep sharing out the live. Let's repost. Thank you so much. Let's get it to about 50 shares. You see the numbers are going to go up. Let's get it to about 50 shares. Thank you so much. Repost help this live. Go Populars help this live. You can give the gallery. That would also be much appreciated as well. Thank you so much for doing that. Perfect. Now, let us, and if you're sitting here for 2 minutes, click on that follow button. So whenever we talk about wealth, money is one type of wealth. Your investment, real estate, businesses, cash in the bank, that emergency fund that we talked about yesterday, that is money. Now, the other type of wealth that we have, of course, is something called the peace wealth. Having LLC to protect your money, living trust, emergency fund, insurance, those are the things that give you your peace, right? Because you know that, there's a job loss, I have emergency fund. There's houses on fire, we have insurance, right? If I pass on, I have a living trust for my family, right? I can rest in my sleep, right? You have all of those things, all those layers. Your money is protected, your life is protected, all of that, right? That's it. Then the third type of wealth is, something called the social wealth. I mean, this one explains itself. Kingsley, latest millionaire in town, right? Whenever we talk about social wealth, your network is your net worth. You would have heard that before. So simply put, the other one is your health wealth. Health wealth. You also know that health is wealth, right? Health is wealth. That is another type of wealth. And the last wealth is the one that we're talking about most of the time, which is something called time wealth. That is what is called financial freedom, ability to live life at your own terms. So it means that if you're, this is this is limited, this is unlimited. It means that this is limited, this is unlimited. Time wealth is limited. So you want to make sure that time is money. So if you are saying you're making $1 million, you're making 200,000, and you think that, oh, you know what, I've arrived, I'm already financially free. You are not, because so far you're trading your time for money. Well, 6 hours. What is it? It's already 2:49 Central Time. I'm in Texas, in United States. It's already 2:49 right now. Okay, it means that if you've started your shift at 8 a.m. this morning, you have done about 6 hours and 49 minutes. The almost 7 hours shift is what you would have done. 7 hours of your life is what you got for dollars. You traded your life for dollars. That same time you could have been on one island, right, enjoying sipping coconut water. You know that is my favorite thing to do, right? But instead, you chose to go and trade your time for money. So this time is very, very key. If you ask most multimillionaires in their 70s, ask Warren Buffett, if he asked to turn on, if he can pay millions or trade billions to become now 25 years, he's 96 years old right now, he would trade billions of dollars for that. So you want to make sure that you value your time. Paco, latest millionaire in town, welcome in on the red carpet. So if you are if you have been sitting here 2 minutes, we value your time. So click on that follow button. Let's welcome you. And as a matter of fact, if you've been waiting 2 minutes, I do it when I go to people's life. Under 2 minutes, I know if it's something I'm looking for or not. If it's not, I scroll, I go to the next thing. Time is very, very important. And the reason why this is for me is because like I said, hey Dio, thank you so much for getting your daily at me. The first thing is that I'm a professor teaching AI, cybersecurity, deep learning, information management system. I'm a vice president of technology. That's another one. I'm a serial investor. I own and manage double-digit real estate portfolio. Number 4, I also run a family. So it tells you, and then I'm still on the social media space teaching. I've been teaching 2 times. Thank you so much. I love that avatar. That is millionaire, right? He just sent a millionaire, right? Dio the millionaire just sent us a million, right? That's the avatar, even though it costs 1 penny. All right? It costs 1 penny. Yeah, but it is so beautiful. We see millions and millions. That's why a lot of scammers they're trying to put on this community. We are more like a prime target. So make sure you click on that follow button if you have not done so. If somebody chats you up, that's not Dr. Lina. Okay? So tap out the live, click on the follow button if you're seated here for 2 minutes. Otherwise, it's also okay for you to scroll. We value your time, so also do we also value our time. Tap out the live, share out the live. So you know that there are 5 types of wealth. Whenever you think about wealth next time, no, it is not just money. And that is exactly what we teach here. E20 Clothing, latest millionaire in town. Right. See, this is what we're talking about. All of these 5 types of wealth. So whenever you think about wealth, unlearn what you have learned. It is not money. It is 5 types of wealth. Okay, 5 types of wealth. Awesome. Now that we understand that your income does not equal to wealth and your wealth does not equal money, right? What should you do with this income? Because the income is the foundation. Remember, number 1 thing is that except you want jackpot or you want you got family inheritance, it starts with your income. Now, whenever they told us go to school, get a job, another lie they told you, right, that life is going to be beautiful. Another lie they told you is that you use your income to pay bills, right? Use it towards bills and enjoy lifestyle. Okay? And this is the highway. This is what they call paycheck to paycheck. This is automatically telling you that, get to start work at 20 years old and work till 65. Isn't that the greatest scam in the history? Isn't that modern day slavery? I mean, work from the minute when you go to school, then the minute you graduate from age 20, you work to 65. I mean, what other slavery is more than that? Right? The same way. And that's because if they own you, but what would I tell you that there are ways people are doing it 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, and they are retired and enjoying their life. Because that is what life is all about. That's why I told you life is not just about money, right? Life is not just about money. There's way more to life than just working, clocking in every single day. You clock in, you clock out, you clock in, you clock out, you pay bills. Clock in, clock out, pay bills. Clock in, clock out, pay bills. That is what is called paycheck to paycheck. That is not the life, and that's why a lot of people are burnt out. That's why a lot of people have mental health issues, mental health breakdown. All right, because all they do is they're working and they are paying bills. Now, what should you do? Right? Because this is what system told us: work, income, and pay bills. Once you do that, you are fine in life. You have fulfilled purpose. But that's not true, right? That is not true. My people perish for lack of knowledge. No, no, you and your words. Yeah. But really, that is the truth. But it is not that lack of knowledge, it's because that we were not taught, right? They deliberately removed it from the school curriculum, right? Because tell me why these that we are talking about is outside of the school curriculum. The reason why is to be able to keep you in that trap. Because if you know that, oh, easily, I don't have to work for 45 years, I can actually start investing, right, as early as 20, and I can just 10 years, work hard for that 10 years and invest, and I can become a millionaire and get the dividends from that investment for the rest of my life, or rental income for real estate, right, and I'm good for life. Who is going to work 45 years? Oh, Oscar says, hell no. Welcome in, Eska, latest millionaire in town. If you have been sitting here 2 minutes, click on that follow button. Let's welcome you in. Thank you all for tapping out the live. You guys are absolutely amazing. We had 18,000 taps. If you are new here, drop one in the comment. For all the people that are new, drop one. Drop one. Rhea Telka, latest millionaire in town. Welcome in, welcome in. You're new, drop one. Make sure you click on that follow button. You've been sitting here for 2 minutes and you'll be saying that, you know what, I'm done with this paycheck to paycheck trap. Click on that follow button. Let's welcome you in, because, well, until I got to know that I am done, right? And the scales fell off my eyes, all I was doing was saving. With my vice president income, or maybe it wasn't vice president income at that time, but with my senior manager income and my job income as professor, I was saving, even though as an economist, as a chartered accountant, I know I should know better. And until then, and I changed it from saving to start investing. I was living paycheck to paycheck here. Until here, that is when I started building wealth, put it investing, okay? And you will see the difference, because with $188,000, put it in an investment in stock market or whatever, or real estate, you would realize that all that you put in 200,000 and you will end up with millions, not 1 million, 2 million, 3 million of dollars, right? But it's about the time in the market. But guess what? How come we were not taught that? Because they had a selective amnesia, deliberately removed it from the school curriculum, because if you know it, if all of us are millionaires, who is going to do the dirty job? Who is going to clock in? I want to ask you a question. If you have $2 million and that $2 million is generating every single year $100,000 or $80,000, I want to ask you a question. Would you still clock in that job? And I'm not against income. I'm not against a job, right? Remember, this is the foundation, but I'm just asking you, right? Would you do that job? Remember, it's a two-way thing. I want everybody to respond. If that job that you're doing right now, if you have $2 million in your account, right? In question, if you add $2 million in an investment, right? And it generates, let's even say it generates $70,000 for you or $80,000 for you. Through dividends, your all 2 million is still there, but every single time, or maybe you put it in a real estate, right? Your rental income is giving you about $10,000 every single month, right? Would you be doing that job? Question for everyone. Put it in the comment. Put it in the comment. I'm waiting on my back hurts like crazy. That's your own answer. Awesome. No. Okay, I'm waiting. I will be an employer too, exactly. But because you remember that the employee will not do the job too. So no, Ovi says no. Who else? I mean, I'm waiting for people that would say, oh, you know what? I have a passion for my job. I love my job. But guess what? I will still stay. Put it in the comments. I'm waiting on that person. We have 79 people here. And this is not about me telling you to quit your job or go insult or fire your boss. That's not what we're talking about. Remember, income is the foundation. Right? Income is the foundation. City habit. Okay. All right. So, and that is exactly it. Because whatever you're saying, whatever they thought of is the wrong way. Putting money in bills, lifestyle, that's not it. That is paycheck to paycheck. Now, if you want to end paycheck to paycheck, you want to end the paycheck to paycheck. Thank you all for tapping out the live. You're sitting here for 2 minutes. 2 minutes, click on that follow button. You've been waiting here for 2 minutes. I know we are I know that you came in and all everything is hot, right? You're enjoying it, you're soaking it in, you find value here already. Click on that follow button. God's own welcome in latest millionaire in town. Like, don't just sit there, click on the follow button. As a matter of fact, if somebody is chatting you or, or they're following you, if somebody follows, that's not Dr. Lina, right? So click on the follow button. This is this is the only account that I have, right? So how we get real estate with no money to get the rental monthly. That's what we're talking about. Remember, it starts with your income. Roll here. It starts with your income. That's why, right? Now, this is say it's exactly. It starts with your income, right? That's why I said do not despise your income. However, what you do with that income is what really matters, and that's where we were going. So, see, this is the income, right? Remember, I did not tell you, and that's why I tell you, Vice President of Technology, a doctor of business, teaching. I told you all of that about myself, okay? So that you would know. Now, income is the first step. Now, if you put all this money into lifestyle and you pay bills, that's paycheck to paycheck. This is the lane that they taught all of us. However, to build wealth, the multimillionaires build their wealth through something called this triangle, this route. There's something called inside here called DG. Put DG in the comment. Put DG. It's called delayed gratification. So instead of you spending all your money on the bills, right, and putting it towards lifestyle, put DG in the comment. DG, right? Delayed gratification. Right? The reason why you delay it, instead of you enjoying all the money right now, right? Instead of you putting all the money on bills right now, buying those buses, buying those shirts, doing the parties every weekend, you put some of it towards something called, this is what is called depreciating lifestyle liability. This side, you put some of it towards the depreciating lifestyle liability. And then you put the remaining one, this is the one that builds wealth for you. This side called asset. This side called asset, I call it appreciating cash flowing asset. So you put some of this income, you delay the gratification, put some of this income here, depreciating lifestyle liability, some of it towards bills, the fixed, and of course, some of it towards the lifestyle, okay? Lifestyle is the one that you can cop the most. And then you now put some of it, the majority, a lot, towards this wealth. So it's simply put, in summary, this is your income. This is your expenses. If you can have it like this, you see this gap here, that is your wealth too. That is your wealth too. If your income is here and your expense is here, Pop's the latest millionaire in town. Welcome in. If your income is here, if your expense is here, there is no wealth to anywhere. So even if you're a medical doctor, you are making $400,000 and your expense is here, I'm sorry to say you're not wealthy. I am sorry, but not sorry. You're not wealthy and you are just living paycheck to paycheck. You are just working to pay bills, trading your life away to pay bills. All right. But if your income is here, you're a teacher, you're earning $80,000, and then your expenses here is at $50,000. You have $30,000 to invest. Trust me, just survive it. Exactly, right? You have here $30,000. The teacher is wealthier because this is the wealth. This is not you see this one? This is the wealth. You see this gap here? That is the wealth. Now we now have another group of people, right? Let's share out the life. Let's tap out the life, right? Let's share out the life. Let's tap out the life. We now have another group of people, right? They now take that wealth, they put it in wrong places. If you put it in savings, then you're not building wealth. All right. So where do you now put that money, right? This income that you have, where do you put it? You put it in something called asset. Asset like ETF. If you do not know ETF, we're going to be teaching that later. It's just basically basket of stocks instead of individual stock because you want to manage your risk. The other thing is real estate. The other thing is business. Why? Go on Google and check, where does the multi-millionaire, where do they put their money? Okay, just Google that. You will see your answer right there. You will see what they mean, what it's all about. Why do we talk about real estate businesses and all of that? My credit, so I received credit card offer in the mail that was already pre-declined, whatever that is. I'm not sure what that is. Oh, your credit card. Yeah, you need to fix it. That's what we are talking about today. That's what we want to talk about today, okay? Okay, so stick around, Carlos. Stick around. Make sure you click on that follow button. As a matter of fact, today's challenge is all about debt payoff. But it's just that we are in the steps. It's a three. This is step number 3. Okay? So welcome in, welcome in. Awesome. So you make sure that you put it towards asset. Asset that cash flow. I called it appreciating cash flowing like asset. And then it start giving you something. It's like a tree that start germinate. It starts to germinate and it start giving you rental income. Remember, this is active income, right? You will now have something called rental income. You have, dividends income. You have, all the different types of income in terms of, and so it gets to a certain point. This income from this asset supersedes this income or equals to this income, and that is when you gain financial freedom. That is when you become work optional, because these can already pay your bills. These can already fund this lifestyle that we're talking about, right? I know somebody got frustrated earlier. What's her name? Rolia. Like, okay, all right. So we're talking about me saving, right? I'm not saying that you should not. I'm just saying delay the gratification, because asset is the one that's going to pay for it, right? I bought a car 2 years ago. That car, I could not imagine myself working 6 months, 7 months and take the money to buy the car. What did I do instead? I took the money and I bought a house. That house gives me rent every single month. I use the rent to pay the car note. That is how it is. That's the entire story that you see there. In my income, I use it to buy asset instead of putting it straight to liability, right? I use it to, yeah, exactly. I use it instead of putting it, because of course that car is a liability, it's depreciating, it's going to depreciate in value. As a matter of fact, it's depreciated by $30,000 or $40,000, right? But of course, I'm driving it for 10 years. Yeah, 10 years. So yeah, so income. So I took my income, I used it to buy an asset, which is real estate. And that real estate, I rented the house. It's a nurse with her babies that they're an RN, right? And now she stays there and she pays me every single month. When she pays me, I use it to use it to pay for the car note. Guess what? It's a win-win. At the end of the whole thing, I still have the car, I still have my money, which is the house, and my money is also growing because the property is appreciated. I bought it at $172,500. Today is worth $230,000, right? And of course, he's still paying for the car. The car has depreciated by 30,000, but the house that I use the money for has increased, right? The car that I use the money for has already is depreciated in value, but the house has already gone up its value by at least $50,000. $50,000 is what it has gone. So that's exactly what. But what did I do there? I delayed the gratification, right? I delayed it. All right. So how then do you increase your income? I'll give you 3 tricks, right, to increase your income. Because the higher this income, we already know that you need to keep your expenses. The expenses, I cannot control it. It's just, you have to just be self-disciplined. You have to be self-disciplined and do the right thing when it comes to that income. Let's keep tapping out the light. Thank you for tapping out the light. Can we prioritize sharing out the life right now? And if you'll be sitting here for 2 minutes, click on that follow button. You'll be sitting here for 2 minutes. We value your time. Hey, Toli's mom, welcome in. Let's prioritize. I know that we've been tapping. We've been doing well with tapping. You guys have absolutely been amazing. Yeah, thank you so much. Almost at 30,000. Max in New York, latest millionaire in town. Now, can we prioritize sharing out the live? Can we prioritize? Typically, we have almost about 200 people in here. Can we prioritize sharing out the live? Let's share out. Let's prioritize repost over the top right now. Let's prioritize. How do you share? Press my forehead on the screen. Let's share. Let's share. You see your contact. Share with them. Let's also prioritize getting our daily at me. Let's get our daily at me. Daily at me is 1 penny. would really get your daily admin if you haven't done that. And if you're sitting there for 2 minutes, click on that follow button. It looks like what you're looking for. One through King, thank you so much for those millions that you are throwing my way. Throwing to the way of the community. That is the millionaire avatar. That is the millionaire avatar. That is the community avatar. Thank you all for doing that. Let's repost. Go Populars help this life as well. Thank you so much. Let's share. Let's do Go Populars. Let's prioritize that right now. Go Populars. Get your daily at me. Share out the live. Repost. Gifting the gallery. Let's prioritize that. Thank you so much all for doing that. Really, really appreciate. I mean, are you getting value? If you're getting value, put one in the comment section. You are getting value, put one. At least you know 5 types of wealth. Now you know not to follow what the society tells you. You know that you should delay the gratification. If you find value, put one. Exactly. Now there's some things that you know that is new. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Let's fill up the gift gallery. Let's prioritize Go Populars. It helps this community. Let's prioritize that. Thank you so much. And of course, get your daily admin. If you have not gotten daily admin, how do you go about it? You would see it right here. Go here, daily at. Right? It costs you 1 penny, but it gives you 30 points, right? 1 penny, 30 points. And you'll be sitting there 2 minutes, click on that follow button. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that, Dio. Thank you so much. Awesome. So the income, how do you increase your income? I'll give you about 3 to 4 ways for you to increase your income. Right? 3 to 4 ways for you to increase your number. Yeah, daily admin. Thank you so much, Nini. Let's prioritize our daily admin. If you have not gotten your daily admin, get your daily admin. Thank you all for doing that. How do you get your daily admin? Go in here. You will see something called daily admin. The same way Nuno wrote it there. You know, at me. Just click on it. It costs you 1 penny, but of course you get 30 points. It helps you, and it also helps you, the community as well. Let's all get our daily admin. Thank you so much for doing that. Awesome. So one of the first ways, right? One of the first ways that you can increase your income. And I'll tell you, I always like to utilize my story because that sticks. A lot of people like story. They like story time, right? Versus teaching. That's the way I grew. Me growing up, that was it for me. It really helped me when somebody tells story, and I'm very pictorial. That's why you see me having the board right here. So that's how I learned. So one of the things, the one way that helped me, you know, maybe you heard that I'm an economist, I'm a chartered accountant, but how come I'm a vice president of technology today? Right? That's the question. That's because, you know, I pivoted from finance to technology, right? Because finance is my first love. You can already know right now. I talk it in my sleep. I enjoy it. I can turn $1 to $1 million, right? That's me. But one of the things, but at building my wealth, in my wealth journey, remember I said the higher that income, the quicker you can build wealth. Senator Joe, latest millionaire in town. Welcome here. If you are new here, if you are seated here, you've been here 2 minutes, click on that follow button. Let's welcome you in. Like we just welcome Senator Joe on the red carpet of the millionaire. So you higher the income and you can balance that expense, keep it low. You'd realize that the wider it is, the quicker your financial freedom. The wider it is, the quicker you get to that $1 million status. As a matter of fact, when we say 1 million, it is within 10 years within this community. And somebody just crossed $500,000 2 weeks ago, right? Following all of these strategies diligently. As a matter of fact, she's looking for scholarship for the kids right now, just from the strategies that she's learning here. Typically, she would have taken student loan, but she's trying to get scholarship, okay? Just so she can save some money, and she's buying that real estate, just got qualified and all of that. So if you follow the strategy, I tell you, you're going to get there 10 years or less, right? But it is about you following it. So one of the strategy, right? I pivoted from finance, working in a top 100 companies, one of the top 100 companies, working there, and I realized that I was working in the corporate finance department, and I realized that I was any lesser than the people in technology doing lesser job. I was doing more job, but I was any lesser than them. And then I figured out, okay, why can't I be on the other side? I mean, it just makes sense. And that is that when I pivoted. But I did not go back to college. You would expect that I went back to college to study computer engineering or No. I simply took a certification that literally took me 5 months. Okay. at 5 months, and of course also $500. And I was able to get moved from there to oil and gas company. Okay, oil and gas company, and one of them, I mean, I actually got two offers, Schlumberger and McDermott. I went with McDermott, even though Schlumberger was a bigger name. McDermott, because the pay was higher, right? So I went there, and I was able to move to the technology department of that organization. That is how I pivoted, right? And that alone increased my income by $30,000. Talk about return on investment. $500, 30,000, 5 months, not 4 years. That is one way. Okay, get a certification. I'm a VP, okay? So I can tell you that I will pay somebody that, maybe it's in paying, it, right? But you don't have to go get another degree. Simple. Number two is negotiate your pay. A lot of people, they typically will wait on one job 10 years, 15 years, and all of that. One of the things that made my journey quicker to the position of vice president is pivoting. I was always moving from one company to the other. Call me whatever you want to call me, right? I am not loyal to anybody because they are not loyal to you. They're not. All right? I'm not loyal to anybody. It is the person, the ISB, that takes the price. Okay? So that's it. 2 years, by year 3, I'm already looking. Okay? So that is it. And I'm negotiating. And when I get an offer, I got two offers at the same time, I am negotiating with the other one to make sure that I get the best out of it. So negotiate. How do you do that? Put your resume out. What is even your worth in your organization? I mean, what do you even worth in the marketplace? Some people they've not even checked what they are worth in the past 10 years. Okay? Right? Because that is comfort. That is being a mediocre. Right? So, I mean, it's not about, you just need to know what you want. Some people become so comfortable on that job, right? But you are leaving money on the table, because the best you can get, right? Having worked with so many of these big companies, the best you can get is 3% increase every single year, right? Kingsley, thank you so much for sharing the light. The best you can get is 3% increase. That is you exceeding expectation, right? Or you would get 1.5 if you 2% when you meet expectation. And of course, if you don't meet expectation, then you are on PIP, aka performance improvement plan, aka you are about to be out of the door. All right. So it simply means that you want to, but if you had to leave one job to the other, right? For me to move from one place to the other, from my comfort to discomfort, because I need to prove myself again, I need to get at least a 10% raise. That's it, a 10% raise. Think about it. Somebody that gets 3% every single year, and somebody that gets 10% every 2 years or 3 years, plus promotion, okay? Who is going to make more money? Who is going to make more money? Put it in the comment section. Who is going to make more money? Who is going to come on the winning side? The number one, the person that remains on this path for so long, or the person that keeps, getting 10% increase every single, who do you think is going to get the better pay? The one that is moving or the one that stays still? I remember it's a two-way conversation, guys. Two-way. If you are new here, make sure you click on the follow button. Make sure you've been sitting here 2 minutes. Moving, okay. Moving, right? Thank you so much. George, latest millionaire in town. Thank you so much. So I'm not saying that this is not for everybody. This is another strategy, okay? It's another strategy. If you know that, I'm not saying move more, but consider it. Even if you don't move, look for open job posting, internal open job posting within your organization. Or the other thing you can do is that go just know what you're worth, and then bring it to them and negotiate with them. Of course, if you're a top performer, if you're valued, they would give you that offer or negotiate that offer, okay, that you got there, and they would still keep you in the company right there. The only thing that they will know that you're no longer loyal. But just tell them that you were also trying to make a point, and I had to do the puzzle, guys. You just tell them that you are just trying to know what you are worth out there. There's a way you can present something, and you can still call a goat, uncle. Uncle. My grandma would say that. There's a way you can still call a goat, a monkey, a goat, and give him a beautiful name, right? So tell them that, you know what? I love this company so much. But then I think, I believe that I could get something better, but I don't want to go. But the thing about it is that I just thought, let me check what I'm what out there. And this is what I'm what. And I believe that you guys can match it and see what they have to say, right? You've already rubbed their ego that you still love them. They don't to your own latest millionaire in town. Welcome in. Welcome in. If you have been sitting here 2 minutes, click on that follow button. So that is this other strategy. Now, you don't want to do that. The other one is that look for free. I mean, our free community, free. You want free, right? Before you, okay, now I have to go to college. Take the free way out. Free. What is free? Scholarships, grants, right? Free. Go to Google Coursera. There are free trainings there. Go to Harvard Business School. There are AI trainings there. That is free. Take advantage of the free on your you don't want. There's some is just you just basically been a blessed latest millionaire in right. If you'll be sitting here 2 minutes, click on that follow button. Let's welcome you. How are you all doing today? Right, take the Google, even on YouTube. Some people right now, the email is full, and my team member is out. So if you have been sending emails or you have been sending DMs and we've not been responding, sorry, because the box is full. I get about over 100 messages every single day, and the box is super full. So please indulge, right? But this is also a free one from exactly. This is also a free one for you because now you're getting financial education for free. As a matter of fact, this one is worth thousands of dollars, by the way, because whatever we're teaching for free, we're just doing a financial freedom this July only. This July only. After July, you see less of me. After we have finished this financial freedom drive. So this one is a expensive free. So take advantage of it. That's why I said take your pen and paper. Don't just think, oh, you know what? This is another life, another random life. No, this is not. Okay. Right. Remember, Alex on a budget was on this app teaching for the whole of this January. And today she's no longer teaching. So those that took advantage of what she taught at that time, that was it, right? That was it. She did not teach again. All right. So take advantage of it when you see this opportunity. Absolutely. This is also free. Like click on the follow button. If you are, for those that are new here, you'll be sitting 2 minutes. If you are new here, drop one in the comment. There's quite a number of people. Let's click on that follow button. Let's welcome you in. Gabriel, latest millionaire in town. And if you're new here, this is the $1 Million League. When you hear millionaire, this is the $1 Million League. It's the League of Millionaires. Those that are anticipating or they're inspired to become millionaires in dollars. And those that are already millionaires. That is what we're talking about here. This is not get rich quick scheme. This is about investing, right? Not saving, investing. What do you invest in? ETF, real estate, businesses. If it looks like what you're looking for, you've sat here, right? 2 minutes, click on that follow button. Otherwise, it's also okay to scroll. Time is of essence. Time is money, right? So make sure you click on that follow button. Our goal is financial freedom. Money is just a tool to getting that financial freedom. And we're talking about, we are on a 12 days financial freedom challenge. And today is about how to pay off that debt quicker. That's what we'll be talking about today. That's going to be number 3. However, we are also teaching $0 to $1 million. How do you get there? So you want to know how to get there. The other day, I just showed people exactly in the app. In the app, meaning on the compound interest calculator, showing people the exact number. If you invest in this, if you do this, the exact number to get to $1 million, even though you just have less than $200,000 invested over time, it becomes millions of dollars. So, and that's the missing link for a lot of people. All right, Gito, latest millionaire intern, welcome in. Welcome in. If you are still seated here, 2 minutes, click on that follow button. Let's get our daily at me. If you have not gotten daily at me, share out the live, tap out the live, okay? Get your pen and paper ready, and also be ready to engage. Be ready to engage. And please, if somebody is chatting you up, or somebody, if anyone is chatting you up, make sure that is not Dr. Lina. Somebody is chatting you up that, oh, we have Telegram group, we have this group. That's not Dr. Lina. Sides Love, latest millionaire in town. So make sure you click on the follow button right now so you know this is the right Dr. Lina that is being followed. Mark, this says, I'm not going to fall prey for all of those miscreants. Welcoming the latest millionaire in town. So click on that follow button. As a matter of fact, very soon, anyone that will see that, okay, you don't, maybe you don't click follow button, or you don't comment, you act like a bot, or you act like the miscreants, because they typically will not say anything because they're here, right? They typically will not say anything. They will typically not comment. They will typically not follow. They're just listening and looking for the people that are not following, looking for the prey. Yeah. So we will start blocking them very, very soon. So make sure, if you have not commented, or you are acting like a bot, you are acting like a scammer, right? Drop a comment, or make sure you click on that follow button, because we will start blocking them. The mods will start on a blocking spree very, very soon. Especially if your own name is user and you just have 50 or 5, you already know what they look like. You already know. And by the way, if they come into your box, make sure you report and block them. Okay, report and block them. All right. All right, all right. Make sure you click on that follow button if you have not done so. So take the free, okay, scholarship. Dr. Fatima, who is the what's it called? Director of admissions and scholarship in UCLA, California, right? She was here the other day. One has been disturbing me. Make sure Simply Abby. We don't do crypto here, guys. We don't do crypto. So please, if they come, I would hate to see you scammed. But like a Simply Abby is able to identify them because she's already followed. And as a matter of fact, let me show you something, guys. Simply Abby and everyone that has, the community members, those that click on the follow button. If you go on my on this place, on my bio, or whenever you go on my picture, you can actually go there and save my name properly, okay, as whatever you want it to be. So let me quickly show you, because we're trying to work on right. So if you are new here and you have not clicked on that follow button, make sure you click on the follow button. No, it's the right Dr. Lina that you're following. All right, so let's keep tapping on the left. So take the free. The last thing is so certificates, negotiate free, and what? Okay, supplement your income. Okay, supplement your income. So I don't want to negotiate. I just want to stay wherever I am. Okay, I don't want to negotiate. I just want to stay wherever I am, right? What you need to do is, in that case, just make sure that you can get some other things like Nunu told us: affiliate marketing, freelance, and digital products, right? You can definitely do that, right? You can do rental arbitrage. You can rent your car out on Toro. You can do all of those things. Those are going to really, really help you, right? So maybe you're making 80,000 and you want to get to 6-figure. Then you can drive Uber. You can do Uber Eats. You can do all of that, such that your income is high, but you keep that expenses low. This income is very, very important, because the higher it is and you keep your expenses here, the wider that is, that's your wealth too. And you would understand the reason as we go to step number 4. So the second step to wealth building, remember, we're talking about 0 to become a millionaire status. Remember, this is the millionaire community. We say we're doing it in 10 years. This is the how that we're talking about. It starts with your income. That is what we just described, right? Number 2, now that you have fixed that income, the next thing is your emergency fund. A lot of people make this mistake. As a matter of fact, the next 2, 3 things or 4 things, people make that mistake because they skip it. Can you please fix the typo? The thing about the typo mod, right? It's the OCDU, right? The thing about it is the character limit, right? It's a character limit. Maybe we'll need to, is it that we remove real estate, right? Maybe we'll remove the question mark and update that. It bothers you. We'll fix it. We bothers you, right? Thank you so much. Okay. It bothers you. It is not what we know, right? We would remove we'll remove the question mark and just make it financial. Remove the question mark so we can have the character, but it's just the character limit. That's why we remove the end. All right. So the second thing is emergency, but thank you so much. Okay. Thank you so much. Emergency fund is the second thing. Okay. Emergency fund. What is emergency fund? It is for emergency, basically. Emergency, you want to make sure when you are when you're in your family, you want to ensure that you have protection. You have to have a form of emergency fund in place. Otherwise, when it's your safety net in a situation where there is a job loss, maybe there is a major car repair, or maybe there is something, right? Maybe something happens, you know that there's something to fall back on. Most of the time, what happens is that when things like this, when you're not prepared for it, you fall back to high interest debt. Like, use up your credit card, max it out. When there's a job loss, you want to pay your rent or your mortgage, you max out your credit card, or you have to pay the loan, or you end up not paying up your mortgage and it leads to foreclosure and all of those kind of, or your rent, you cannot afford your rent, and what's going to happen, it goes through eviction, then you mess up your record. And so instead of you, because you don't know when emergency can happen, and it's not a case of, oh, you know what, it can never happen. Life is going to, that's part of life, right? Life is going to be life, except you're no longer human. Right? It's going to happen at some point, but how you prepare for it will determine how it is going to affect you as a family at that point in time. So what is this emergency fund, or what are emergencies? Emergency will be, what are the things that you need to take care of in a case of emergency? Uche, thank you so much for tapping out the line. Eric, welcome in. If you've been sitting there 2 minutes, click on the follow button. So the first thing you want to make sure of is you are able to take care of your basic living expenses. Let's put BLE in the comment. Basic living expenses. Put BLE in the comment. That is basic living expenses. What are the basic living expenses? Let's type it in the comment. BLE. BLE, let's put it in the comment. Remember, it's a two-way team. Thank you so much, Nuno. BLE, thank you so much. Awesome. BLE, thank you. Basic living expenses. What is basic living expenses? Utilities, transportation, feeding, which is groceries, and of course, your outset, meaning mortgage or rent. Those 4 things are the basic living expenses. So you're going to calculate, let's assume your basic living expenses is $1,000 multiplied by 3 months. That's $3,000. If it's $2,000, that is $6,000, or to 6 months. If you are self-employed, you want to do 6 to 12 months. So 3 to 6 months of basic living expenses. And where do you put it? High yield savings account, right? Let's put HYSA in the comment. HYSA. High yield savings account, right? High yield savings account. Exactly. Thank you so much. High yield savings account. High yield savings account is just your regular bank account, right? It is not this savings account that you see here. This savings account gives 0.01%, but high yield savings account, thank you so much, City Abid, One True Kijumi. Really love the engagement, okay? High yield savings account, it's not the savings account, it's not your traditional savings account. Well, it is just the same thing as that kind of account. But the only difference between the two of them is that one gives you 0.01% and the other one gives you 3.25%. How do you know this account? Just simply go on Google, check best high yield savings account in July 2026, put your country. In here, you can get up to 3 to 5%. So like a SoFi will give you about 4%, and you also get free $400. If you want free $400, put it in the comment section. You're in the United States, you want free $400, put it in the comments. If you want free $300, put it in the comments, and I will tell you the banks that would give you that free $400 or free $300. Put it in the comment, right? If you want free, for those that love free, right? You love free. Right? Who else wants free? Nobody wants free. If you want free, put free put free in the comment. Free, exactly. Free in the comment. You want, all right? You want $400. Okay. Ovi, have you gotten your own free 400? How much do I need to start to get free? All right. Everybody, put free if you want free. Okay. All right. Exactly. SoFi is SOFI, right? Free $400. Free $400. If you want free, put free in the comments. Awesome. Perfect. What of us not in the United States? Those not in the United States, that's why I tell you, best high yield savings account, okay? In July 2026, put your country. You'll be so surprised that the one in your country might even be more than that, right? Because when I say 3 to 5% for people in Africa, like some people in Nigeria, because there's the 15%, there's the 12%, right? You'll be so surprised. Thank you so much for getting your daily at me, right? Netherlands, sure, yes, just check. Best high yield savings account in July 2026 in Netherlands, right? Put it there and you will see. Google is your friend, ChatGPT is your friend, and you will see what comes out, and you'll be so amazed, right? Because it mimics the inflation in your country, right? So you would see it right there. In some countries that you get up to 15%, right? So stop, the information is power, right? Knowledge is power, like Nuno says. Knowledge is power, right? Because you don't know these things, but it exists. Let's tap out the life. Thank you all for tapping out the life. Let's keep tapping out. Let's also prioritize sharing out the life. Can we share out the life? Let's get our daily. We'll be sitting here 2 minutes. 2 minutes, click on that follow button. You don't know how to click on the follow button. You will see the plus sign in front of your name. Click on that. Let's welcome you. This is the $1 Million League. These are some of the strategies that we use right here to actually build wealth. Okay, wealth, begin financial freedom. You'll be sitting 2 minutes. Click on that follow button. Let's welcome you in. Let's tap out the live. Let's share out the live as well. All the OGs in the house, all the millionaires in the house. Let's share out the live. Press out my forehead. This is the only time you are allowed to do that. Press it. And of course, T-Bread, latest millionaire in town. Welcome in on the red carpet. And when we say millionaire, and when you call you that, we prophesy it, but ultimately we also execute, which is the 9 steps that we are talking about here, right? Stick around and you would see it materialize. 10 years is what we say. 10 years. This is not get rich quick scheme, by the way. Google Warren Buffett, you will understand how we invest. We're not gamblers, we're not speculators, we are actually investors. Where do we invest? ETF, real estate, businesses, and it starts with our income. Thank you so much. Let's power share. Let's power share. Let's repost as well. Repost, share. It costs you nothing. It just shows that you love this life. When you tap out the life, it shows you love this community. And as a matter of fact, go popularize, help this life. Let's get our daily at me. Daily at me, you will find it here. If you've not gotten your daily at me, get your daily at me. You'll be sitting here 2 minutes. Click on the follow button. What else again? And if you can fill up the gift gallery, that would be much appreciated. You do that in your follow to follow, right? You do that in life that doesn't add value to you. So why not do it in an educational and empowering community, right? Because your life has been changed, your finances have been changed. So make sure you do that here. Let's not just limit it to the one that is just entertaining. You put it where you know that your life is changing. Okay, get your daily admin, share out the live, click on that follow button if you have not done that. So emergency fund, high yield savings account. So for those that want $400, open a SoFi account, right? They would typically ask you to I was just doing it with one of my clients on a mentorship program yesterday. Was it yesterday or 2 days ago? And what she opened the account, and all they asked her was, she needs to do a direct deposit, part of her paycheck that she was putting in Chase. Now she puts it in SoFi. She gets free 400. At the same time, she gets 4% interest rate, right? Isn't that a win-win? That's a win-win. Or SoFi is an online bank, okay? If you want mortal and break, you can go to Capital One. Check with your credit union as well. Those are other options for you. You'll be so surprised at the interest that you get. And you might be wondering, I don't want to stress myself. I don't want to bother myself. Let me tell you something. You're leaving a lot of money on the table. This is rule of 72. Take 72 in your bank, right? It takes you 7,200 years to double your money. If you put it in this kind of bank, right, at 7.4, it takes you about maybe 16 years, 15 to 18 years to double your money. What if you are not employed, so you don't get the direct deposit? Yes, you will still get your 4% interest, okay, which is still better. But the only thing is that the promotion is more about direct deposit, okay? That is the promotion, okay? That is. But you can check some other ones as well. That's why I said I teach you to fish. This is just the one that I know, but just go there. When you check Google best high yield savings account in July 2026, look at all of their promotional whatever, right? And you'll definitely be able to see. Doc, can you also shop around for the best interest rate? Yeah, absolutely. That's what you do. Everything is there, right? Everything is there. Everything is there. Best interest rate, yes, 4%, 3%. When you do that check, you would see it. The interest rate is there. The promotional rate, everything is there inside that page. All right. And put your country behind it. This is not just for the United States. In the United States, anyway, emergency for 3 to 6 months ex living expenses. You want to know more about emergency and the challenge that was yesterday? Look at the challenge that we had yesterday, and you will see everything about emergency fund right there. It is your basic living expenses, 3 to 6 months, right? That is what it is. All right. The boss 925 latest millennial income. Welcome in. If you have been sitting here 2 minutes, click, make sure you check. Make sure you click on that follow button so we can welcome you like we just did with the T-Boss 925. Welcome in. Awesome. So let's go to number three. Number three, which is the one for today. $0 to $1 million. Income first, right? You delayed gratification. Once you have the money, start with $1,000, right? I don't have emergency fund at all. Open your IU savings account. Even if it's $20 that you can start with. Start with something. Grow it to 1,000, then go into 3 months, 6 months, like that. Once you get to 3 months or whatever, you can pause, okay? You can pause at 3 months or you can pause at 6 months. You know your living situation. You know your employment situation, right? If you are the weakest link in your in your organization, or you already know that your company is already, they're already shaking, right? There's multi waves of layoff, then you know you should do 6 months, okay? But if everything is solid, right, do 3 months. That is also fine. The next thing, which is the challenge for today. The challenge for today is something called debt payoff. A lot of time, people always ask this question, Dr. Lina, I have this $1,000. I have a debt, right? I have this debt. I have credit card debt. Can I use savings account for emergency fund? I use savings account is your emergency fund. I mean, why don't you want to use an IO savings account? Because remember, this money is going to be locked in there, right? It's going to be locked in there. We need it to be liquid and we need it to grow. Every dollar must be working. Understand that every dollar has to have a job. So if you just leave it in your traditional savings account, you leave 3,000 in your traditional savings account, you know that inflation is eating 4.2% of it, right? You're losing money leaving it in your traditional savings account, give you 0.01%. Reason why we save high yield savings account is because high yield savings account is going to give you about 4%. Welcome in everyone. It's going to give you about 3 to 5%. So even with inflation and everything, you add against inflation and you still get a little bit of change, right? So you're not losing your money. Understand that 2019, $50,000 is worth $39,000 right now. $50,000 left in that bank account is worth $39,000 when you adjust it to inflation, okay? So you don't want your emergency fund because you never touch that emergency fund. The only trigger is when there is an emergency. That is the only trigger. So the money remains there, all right? Welcome in everyone. Welcome in everyone. If you're new here, we are talking about $0 to $1 million, the exact step, right? Using the multimillionaires world blueprint. And we are on step number 3. Make sure you click on that follow button because we are on a 12 days financial freedom challenge. This is day 4, right? So, and this is what we're teaching every single day. It's one challenge and we come to teach it in the life. And this is as part of the financial freedom drive. If you're new here, click on that follow button. Let's welcome you into the League of Millionaires. Wait 2 minutes. It looks like what you're looking for. Then you click on that follow button. Let's welcome you. Get your daily admin, tap out the live, share out the live, get your pen and paper ready. It's an engaging section. So if you have questions, drop it in. If I ask question, make sure you respond. How much do I need to open an IU savings account? I don't think you need anything much. $1, whatever, anything you can open an account. It just needs you to fund it. You can open an account without even anything. It's going to open, but it's just going to ask you to fund it. All right. So it's not an investment account. Remember, it's on the banking side, right? Simply Abby, it's just on the banking side. So the next thing is what? The challenge for today. Which ETF, VOO or V8? We're not even talking about investing yet. We're just talking about high yield savings account, V. High yield savings account is on the bank side, and what we are putting there is our emergency fund, 3 to 6 months. So this is cash, and we're not buying any investment. Nothing investment. The only thing is that it returns about 3 to 5%. It's a bank account that guarantees 3 to 5%. Okay, 3 to 5% return. Firefly Storms, latest millionaire in town. Welcome in. If you are new here, welcome in. This is the League of Millionaires. If for those aspiring to become a millionaire or those that are already millionaires, this is for you. Make sure you click on the follow button. We are on a financial freedom journey to financial freedom, 12 days financial freedom drive till the end of July. So so that you can be a part of it. Oh, it said ETF on the board. No, okay. So this is the investing part of it. But right now we are talking about, yeah, sorry about that. This always remains constant. Okay, this part remains constant, and this to this point remains constant. The teaching is right here. Okay, yeah, but we'll be teaching tomorrow. So you don't want to miss tomorrow. Tomorrow we start investing. We start with retirement tomorrow. Okay, we start with retirement. Yeah, HSA is like, yeah, regular account that the interest rate is higher than others. Exactly, 3 to 5% ideally, or 3% above. Awesome. Debt payoff. This is one of the biggest thing that is stealing or killing people's wealth. Killing, I call it the killer of wealth. You want to remain paycheck to paycheck, pay debt, right? And a lot of us, guess what? We were taught in school, right? The minute a child turns 18, what do they teach you? They give you credit card, right? But when you turn 18, instead of them teaching you how to build wealth, they give you access to credit card. And that is the beginning of the destruction, or the beginning of, financial destruction, right? Because credit card or debt could be a weapon of wealth or a weapon of wealth destruction. It could be a weapon of wealth building, or it could be a weapon of wealth destruction. Prisnell, latest millionaire in welcome in. Whatever you do with this debt could actually make or break you. So what do I mean? There's something called the good debt, and there's something called the bad debt. You see good debt, you would see a lot of millionaires having good debt. So debt, not every debt is bad, and you would understand what the one that is bad and the one that is good. Debt, the killer of wealth. Compound interest, if you understand, if you earn it. If you don't, you pay for it. Exactly. Revolut give 2 to 20%, but reliable can won't go for it. Revolut, what country is that? Is that United States, or what country is that? I'm not sure what country. Put your country, voice to the world. As a matter of fact, we have 65 countries represented, the latest being the UK. Yeah, so what you would do, check their review. Check their review, see what people say. And of course, is it FDIC insured, right? FDIC insured, right? No FDIC insured. In the United States, we have something that protects the bank. So if the bank goes down, right, your money is protected, all right? So check that he has that thing, right? Here is up to 250,000. So check that. And I think in the UK is somebody said is FCSC or something. If for those in the UK, please drop it. If you're in the island, just check that as well. Check the review. Two things that I check. I check the review, and I check that my money is protected by the government, by insurance or something. Once that is there, then I'm fine. Because review will tell you what life other people's experience. Okay, so those are the things that I'll check. Welcome in, everyone. Make sure you click on the follow button. If you're sitting here 2 minutes, click on that follow button. Let's welcome you in. So debt could be good and it could be bad. So you will hear this man. If you have not heard him, do you know him? There's this man. It's called Robert Kiyosaki. He has 15,000 houses because an FDIC insured. Yeah, that is the one in the United States, right? In the United States, it is FDIC insured, but every country has got their own. Okay, Robert Kiyosaki. That is the old book. Yeah, it's not old. It's evergreen, right? Robert Kiyosaki. Now there's another person. Do we know him? that has power. Exactly. Do we know him? Dave Ramsey. The two of them have different whatever. This person says everything cash. This person says everything debt. I mean, leverage debt. Dave Ramsey, exactly. Now, the two different perspective, but I fall in between the two of them, right? DST business latest millionaire in town. Welcoming each and every one of us. If you're just meeting me, I'm Dr. Lina. I'm a doctor of business and technology, and I help professionals turn their income into real wealth. My day job, I'm a vice president of technology and also a professor teaching AI, cybersecurity, deep learning, and information management system. And you're wondering, are we doing technology, but she's talking finance? That's because I'm an economist and also a chartered accountant and also a serial investor with double-digit real estate portfolio, and I've been investing for close to 2 decades. I own and manage double-digit real estate portfolio, but I also invest in ETF in hundreds of thousands of dollars because it's built me money and it's also lost me money. Rich Dad Poor Dad changed my mentality as an undergraduate. That is absolutely great. That is great. Yeah, and it's still evergreen. My teenager is still reading it as of today. There's even the teenage version of it, right? It's Mom Latest Millionaire in Town. Yeah, and this community is called the $1,000,000 League, okay? The League of Millionaires, people that are aspiring to become millionaires. So you understand that whenever we say we are not doing get rich quick scheme, definitely not MLM, because they will not be talking about things like this, right? We read, we study. Of course, this is not, we are investors, solid investors. We're not speculators. And the same way, we're not gamblers. We don't gamble with our money. We protect our money. If you want to know every way we invest in this community, go Google Warren Buffett and know who that person is. When you understand him, you would understand the way we invest, because we are moderate risk investors. We do not gamble our money away. We follow compound interest. We do long-term investing, and of course, we build generational wealth. And our goal is not money. The goal is financial freedom. Isaac, the latest millionaire in town. Welcome in, welcome in. So, if you don't have any of this book, you should invest in yourself. Get your book. Get a copy of my book as well, The Wealth Blueprint, A Path to Financial Freedom. That you'll find the link in my bio. Now, why did I bring this book today? Oh, it's always been sitting here. Or why did I think of this today? Right? Because we're talking about debt, right? Both of them has two different strategies about debt. This man says, hell no, no debt at all. That is Dave Ramsey. No debt at all, right? As a matter of fact, he's worth billions. His asset, one of those buildings, worth billions, and it's totally paid off, okay? These man, on the other hand, 15,000 houses, and most of them, they're debt paid off. Right. Now, where do we fall in this community? Let's keep tapping out the line. Let's get it to 50,000 taps. Get your daily at me if you have not gotten your daily at me. If you'll be here 2 minutes, click on the follow button. We value your time as well as value our time as well. If it looks like what you're looking for, click on the follow button, right? Maybe any of these two, you are be sitting around and you've been wondering which one, right? Or you have been saving your money and you see stop saving. Don't save, right? Don't save. Put your money in investment. What do we invest in? ETF, real estate, businesses. That's part of the strategies that you see here. All right. So when we say debt payoff, a lot of people are in this debt, whatever. Now, good debt is what this man has, 15,000 houses. So he has assets to show for it. 15,000 houses to show for it. That is what is called good debt. All right. Properties. So real estate. And I did see Nana, latest millionaire in town. Welcome in. Yeah, welcome in. If you're sitting here 2 minutes, click on that follow button. You put your money in real estate. Thank you so much for getting that millionaire, what do we call it? Millionaire avatar. Robert's latest millionaire in town. Welcome in. Let's remember to get our daily at me. Go popular to help this life. You can give the gallery. That's much appreciated as well. When you put your money in an asset, this asset is going to cash flow, right? That is good debt. When you put your money on liabilities, right? So you have the credit card of that store, all of the different store. You have the one for Macy's. You have the other one for whatever, right? Bank. That car, if it's not used towards business, that is also a liability. That is bad debt. That car note on that car, that's bad debt. Okay? Bad debt doesn't, any debt that doesn't put money back into your account, it doesn't put anything back, that is bad debt. Credit card will fall in this category. The other thing that will fall in this category, those payday loan, those are wealth killers. And for the UK FSCS, and it covers up to 120,000. Thank you so much, one through King. So you see, that is what you do. Ireland, you need to also check what it is. Put it in, and we're talking about, whenever you open an account, make sure that it is FDIC insured, right? Especially all these online banks, be careful. Make sure it is protected by the government, right, of your country. In Canada is CDIC, right? CDIC, just like FDIC. In Canada is CDIC. In the UK is FSCS. Drop the one in your country. Take a minute and Google it and know how to ensure that your money is protected. Welcome in, everyone. Click on that follow button. If you're new here, you've been waiting 2 minutes, click on the follow button so that we can welcome you in. As a matter of fact, please take note that we don't have WhatsApp group, we don't have Telegram group. If somebody is chatting you, I'm not following. If somebody follows you, it's not Dr. Lina. They might have the picture, they might have the content. Make sure you check the @ sign. It would not be Dr. Lina. So make sure you're at alert. And as a matter of fact, if you've not clicked on the plus sign, clicking on the follow button, click on the follow button right now so you know it is the right Dr. Lina that you're talking to. In Ghana is SEC, in Canada is also CDIC. Yes, I'm right. Joseph, latest millionaire in town. All right. And please note that they have been going, we don't sell crypto, so they might try to sell crypto. They might do all of those things. Be careful. You know what to do. Report them and block, okay? Click on that follow button right now so you know you have the right person, all right? I'll give you 2 seconds to do that, or three seconds to do that, so that you know. I hate to see you being scammed, right? They are on the spree. We are at 65 countries. 65 countries in and the 65 country, the 65th country today is Serbia. Serbia is country number 65 in this community in 14 days. So isn't that amazing? Isn't that amazing? And it first says, I'm not going to be scammed. Latest millionaire in town. Welcome in. Too smart to be scammed. Awesome. So click on that follow button if you've not done that. So when you invest in asset, right, it's good debt. When you invest in liability, that is bad debt, right? Liabilities are things that, in short, I call it depreciating lifestyle liability. What of Nigeria? I don't know. You need to go on Google. Go on Google and check it. All these people went on Google to check, okay? You just take a gadget and check. It's there, right? Liabilities. And of course, when you put your money, think about it. If you put your money in something that puts money back into your pocket, that is good. If it doesn't put money in your pocket, that is, so you already distinctive, you can identify it right now with the difference. So I buy real estate property, real estate, of course, that's an asset. Tenants will pay me, I get rental income. And can we tap out the life? I know we are all locked in. If you are locked in, put locked in the comment, but let's tap out the life. Let's tap out the life. You're locked in, you're new, you're locked in, put locked in the comment. All right. And of course, if you're new, drop one. I'm new, drop one, and also drop your country. You're new, drop one, and also drop your country. Thank you all for tapping out the live. Let's also share the live. Let's get our repost on. Let's get our daily at me if you have not gotten that. Thank you all for doing that. Really, really appreciate that. Let's take a second to do that. Let's take a second to do that. Check if you've not clicked on that plus sign, connecting. Make sure you connect immediately. Get your daily at me if you have not gotten your daily at me. Tap out the live, share out the live, repost. Thank you so much for doing all of that. Awesome, awesome. So we've already established that this is good debt, okay? This is good debt. Now, on the other side, what is bad debt? You see those credit card, like I said, those payday loans. Those are bad debt. And as a matter of fact, within this community, when we talk about debt payoff, we are talking about paying off of most of the payoff of high interest debt. High interest debt. What are high interest debt? Any debt that is above 10%, right? Any debt that is above 10%. So what debt do you think is above 10%? Or what debt would you do? What are the debts that are above 10%? Put it in the comment. Below 10%, below, and put the debts that are below 10%. So debts that are above 10%, examples, put it in the comment. Remember, it's a two-way thing. If you're new here, for all the people that are new here, click on that follow button. Very soon, the mods are going to start blocking. Blocking all the people that mimics BOTs. Okay, because here is about quality over quantity. Anyone that mimics BOTs can note that. Okay, is that our interest that? Which one is it? If it's below, let me know. Is it below? So we're not tapping out the light. Let's keep tapping out the light. So the question is, okay, let's do this. What are our interest at? What do you think they are our interest at? Credit cards, okay. Credit cards, okay. What any debt that is above 10%, credit cards, payday loans, all of those things need to be taken care of before you start thinking of investing. Before we start thinking of this one. Low interest debt, like most of the time they are good debt. So the debts, all those SAS, small business loans, those are going to be typically be less than 10%. Real estate, mortgages, those are going to be less than 10%. Interestingly, you would realize the pattern that in good debt is any debt, the good debts are going to be low. So your student loan, because your student, either you like it or not, is a form of, it could be, if it's a good degree, it could be a good debt, right? Because you actually invested in your knowledge, right? That's why you see it's probably less than what's it called? It's less than one. Most of the time, it is less than 10%, right? So basically, your mortgage, your student loan, at times your car notes can also be less than 10%. Those are good debt. Real estate, those are good debt. Bad debt are credit cards, and basically those are payday loan. So the focus here is high interest debt. So the bad debt and high interest debt. Thank you so much. Let's keep tapping out the live. Let's get our daily at me. Okay. So we're focused on bad debt. We're focused on high interest debt. And of course, it's going to be, they're going to be high, greater than 10%. Right? Those are the things that we are looking at. So you want to make sure you take care of this debt, okay, before any other thing. You take care of this debt before you start investing. Why? Dr. Lina, I only have $1,000 and I do have a loan of, I have one credit card. Should I pay that one off, or should I go and use it to buy VO? Go and pay it off. Why? Because if I tell you something that there is a business that you can do, or there's an IO savings account that is going to give you 20%, would you put your money there? Put it in the comment. Would you put your money there? IO savings account that is going to give you 20%. IO savings account is going to give you 20%. Would you put your money there? Yes. Who else? Who is not going to put their money there? Yes, Cruz is going to put his money. Fawn is going to put his money. Nana is going to put the money. Who is not going to put his money there? Omovi is going to put his money. Yes. So basically, all this debt, whenever you have that credit card, they are maybe like 20%. What you are basically saying is that I am paying, this is 20%. If you pay off this credit card, this is 20% that could have gone back into your pocket. This is you not paying off this anymore. Whenever you pay off this one, this 20% you eliminated. Right? Because remember, you are excited with Remember the return on investment on an S&P 500 in the past 5 years. In the past 10 years, we said 15%. We said between 14 to 15%, right? But your credit card is at 20%. So it simply means that if you put your 1,000 and you get a return of 15%, it means that you still need to work another 5% to be able to pay off this. So you need to take this entire return on this investment plus another 5% from your income, all right, to be able to pay the interest on this credit card. So it's almost like, doesn't make sense. So at the end of the whole thing, go and pay the debt, pay off the debt first, and start investing later. Do we agree with this, or does anybody want to argue with this? That I'd rather invest. If you agree, put I agree, so that I don't spend. I mean, or if you don't understand, put I do not understand. If you understand and you agree, put I agree. If you don't understand and you still want to, just put I disagree or I do not understand. You agree, okay. So next time, you know that you should put your money, you should, yes, I agree, perfect. Now you understand the thinking when you ask me, Dr. Lina, should I invest or should I put my debt, pay off my debt? That is it. That's it. Okay. Now let's now go to the next thing. Thank you all for tapping out the live. We're not tapping out the live. Let's prioritize sharing. Let's share. Let's also get our daily admin. Let's repost. Let's prioritize the ASAP latest millionaire in town. I will be sitting there for 2 minutes. Let me pause for a second so that we can welcome every new person. If you're new. You'll be sitting there 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Check on the plus sign, click on that follow button. Let's welcome you. I know you find this valuable. Let us welcome you. Click on that follow button. Let's welcome you in. Click on the follow button. Let's prioritize sharing right now. Let us share. Let's share. Let us share. Press my forehead on the screen. You don't know how to go about it. Press my forehead on the screen. Let's share. Let's also repost. Get your daily at me if you have not done that. Get your daily at me. Go Populars, help this live. You can also fill up the gallery. That would be much appreciated as well. Thank you so much. Let's get that done. You'll be sitting 2 minutes. Click on the follow button. Click on the follow button. Let's welcome you to the community. Welcoming each and every one. This is the $1 Million League. So good to have each and every one of us. So, thing about it is that why is this important? You see this 5% here. If you don't have this knowledge right now, this is part of your money that you are losing. This is part of that your million that you're just throwing away, throwing towards credit card debt. Remember, the same thing, if you don't have emergency fund, you max out this credit card here. You will now start throwing this extra 5%. You'll be giving it to the bank. How do you think that the bank declare billions of dollars or millions of dollars every single year? It's because this is real money. This is the old 5%, the IO service account that you were excited about earlier. Oh, IO service account is giving 3.5%. That is that 5% here. So in case you don't know the value or you are not thinking, oh, it's not a big deal. It's a big deal. Remember, you were just excited when I was saying put it in an IO savings account. You were excited when I said, oh, $400. You get $400. You were super excited about that one too. So why are you not excited when it's now 15%? And you can save yourself 5%. Right? Do we understand that? Now, what are the different methods? What are the different methods? So if you're in debt, what are the different methods of paying off this debt? There are different methods of paying off this debt. And this is the challenge for today.